to Ben Rants, and when I was a kid, internet trolls were an endangered species.
This is a Benthelooney rant, and here you go. The first thing he just said was when I was a kid, things were better, blah blah blah. I was proved that he ate nostalgia tart. But anyway, I gotta do some commentary on the regular show thing. Regular show rant. And also gonna make a little rant on his fan base. His fan base suck. And they always hate on people who make logical reasons why they don't like his videos. Me personally, I like Ben videos, some of them. But some of them are biased and nostalgia tart. So let's just listen on his newest video on regular show.
Well, I ranted on Adventure Time, but there is another cartoon show that I need to rant about for the 4th time. Again, I felt like I didn't give this show a proper chance, so I killed more brain cells by watching a ton of episodes of this show. Did it change my opinion on it? No. Did it give me...
But, well, it obviously not gonna change your opinion. You're a nostalgia tart. You hate all things, or usually don't get all things Mario a chance. I know there's some things that Mario like, but mostly all the stuff you like are from the past. Okay, Ben?
Good reasons to hate this show more? Yes. Well, sit back and be prepared to be psyched out. Here is my rant on Regular Show. Let's start from the beginning. Regular Show is about a blue jay named Mordecai and a raccoon named Rigby, and they are slackers that work at a park. They mostly mind their own business, but then random things happen out of nowhere and are never mentioned again. This
Kind of like what happened in my therapy session. Really, Ben, there are plenty of shows from your childhood that do this. Hi Puppy on me, Yumi do this. Courage do this. Even Rocco do this. Ben, you need to look at the facts between today's shows and the shows from your childhood. They have similar flaws, and yet you hate one these modern shows for having similar flaws. You just prove you're nostalgia tart.
show's episodes are nothing but big pink elephant moments. Their friends include their angry boss named Benson, who's a walking and talking gumball machine. You know, I wish when I get a job that my boss was a gumball machine. That would be great. Hey, Mr. Licious, I finished all those duties you told me to do. What's next? There you go, not talking again. What's wrong with you?
Ben, it's a cartoon. You're taking it too seriously. You have any right to be weird. And, as I stated before, cartoons that you like in the past, such as the Looney Tunes, have talking animals. You don't see any of that running around in real life. So, there you go again, being biased nostalgia tart.
Hey, Mr. Licious, if you want me to go home and watch cartoons for the rest of the day, don't say any "get back to work!" Okay. More of the characters include Pops, a talking lollipop that has the brain of a 5-year-old.
Typically, Pops is human. But anyway, you don't pay attention to the show. You don't research it correctly, so because you're biased nostalgia tart, so continue on.
A Yeti who wears pants and is voiced by the great Mark Campbell, and is possibly the only good character in this show. Muscle Man, a fat guy who sure loves making fun of his mom, and High Five Ghost, a ghost with a...
What? You see more diverse character in high school soap opera? Really? I'm just waiting till to contradict himself, so anyway, continue on.
The hand on his head. Yeah, so this show's formula mostly consists of surrealism. Well, better prepare my brain again for weird stuff. Now, let's take a look at all the episodes I watched. If my computer mouse would stop swearing at me. One episode I watched was Caffeinated Concert Tickets. Mordecai and Rigby see an advertisement for their favorite band, Fist Pump, and decide to work hard to get tickets to the concert. And they say heavy metal music doesn't have a positive influence on our youth. Anyway, Mordecai and Rigby work overtime to try to get money. However, they start to get tired and need some energy to do it all. So, they start drinking coffee and keep working hard. While they go through a montage that plays Lover Boys, Everybody's Working for the Weekend in the background, the boys get the tickets and they soon wake up from a caffeine hangover to find a random Asian guy and a giant coffee bean who steal their tickets. Not questioning.
Man, it wasn't a caffeine hangover. It was from that tea they drank from that guy. If you pay attention to the episode, you wouldn't know what really happened. But because you're biased nostalgia tard, you always skip out details. Anyway, continue on.
What just happened? Mordecai and Rigby chase after the two until they make it to the Fist Pump concert. They ask for their tickets back, and the Asian guy and Coffee Bean give them back.
Yeah, because they had to make an agreement on it, because the Asian guy and Coffee Bean thought they're all going to get tickets. Then, this will happen, you don't pay attention to the shows, instead of just... Because if you pay attention and actually try to follow the plot correctly, every little detail, you will get it right, but you always skip some major details. Being a nostalgia tard again.
Well, that was easy. Haha, I have your tickets. Give them back. Okay. Anyway.
Ben. No, they didn't just give it back. If you pay attention to the episode, they had to end up making... They had to go through a lot of stuff, and they had to end up have to talk. The Asian guy and the Coffee Bean had to end up talking to each other to end up agreeing. So, being nostalgia tard, not paying attention to the plot. Continue on.
They get into the concert and they fall asleep before it starts. It's a good thing I don't care about these characters, otherwise I would feel sorry for them. Well, this episode was pretty bad. The plot was cliched, working hard to get concert tickets. The weirdness of this episode was pretty low. An Asian guy and a coffee bean? Is that all? And...
Ben, you complain and hate the show because it's weird. And say, oh, it's so real, oh, they're like for stoners. And yet, you're saying the weirdness level down. Why do you contradict yourself? Why, Ben? This is something we always do on so many ranks. Contradict yourself. You need to stop.
I didn't laugh once. This show is supposed to be funny, right? Not to mention how wrong it was that Margaret, Mordecai's love interest, has a human boyfriend.
Ben, you support a relationship between a dragon and a unicorn. And yet you complain about that. Ben.
Anyway, let's keep moving because I want to be done talking about this show. The next episode I watched was Free Cake. In this one, the boys have a sweet tooth and they want cake. However, they don't have any money to buy it themselves, so they want to get a free cake. One could simply ask why they can't just make their own cake, but...
One, they did focus on themselves, so you came up and they did come up with one weird possibility. And, well, there's another thing to come up with, but let's save it for the end.
They're poor and lazy, so that answers that question. Anyway, the two try several ways to get free cake. Throughout the episode, the boys say this annoying chant, free cake, or no cake, no cake. Is red earwax bad? Anyway, the boys find out that Skips has a birthday coming up, and they want to throw a surprise party for him. However, they can't have a surprise party for Skips without Skips. They eventually find Skips in the woods doing a ritual, and they stop him. This causes a limo to fall out of the sky and takes Skips to space, where there are floating guardian babies that are mad at Skips for not completing the ritual. The babies try to kill Skips, but Mordecai and Rigby save Skips by giving the babies a chocolate cake. The babies send the boys back to Earth, and they throw the party for Skips. Seeing as how their free cake was destroyed, Benson had a spare, and they get their cake. I hope it was worth it, boys. Well, this episode was bad too. Mordecai and Rigby came off looking like selfish jerks who just wanted to throw a party.
Ben, one, I know they try to throw a party for a cake, but they're not really all that self-well Rigby is, but hey, if you pay attention to the part where they're in the woods, they were fighting over it and trying to figure out what the cake worth is. With Rigby trying to be a jerk and trying to take the cake, and Mordecai trying to say no, let's just put it back, let's not eat the cake. Pay attention to the shows. You gotta rant on, Ben. You gotta piss a lot of people off.
For their friend just to get free cake, and the weirdness still didn't impress me. Flying guardian babies, that's it? Babies that breathe fire and play ukuleles. Come on, put more effort into this!
Whoa, man, you just said you all for weirdness, and yet you still bashed this show previously because of weirdness, and you're going to bash it in the end. Why, Ben? Why? And two, you keep asking for more weird stuff. Ben, sometimes I'm not sure what you want.
Next up was Peeps. This one starts off with Mordecai and Rigby having a staring contest. You know what's more entertaining than watching people have fun? Actually having fun! Anyway, Benson is sick of the boys always slacking.
Ben, if you want to have fun, then why don't you do it yourself instead of ranting?
So he sets up a camera system called Peeps to watch them. Each time they slack off more, he orders the next level of the Peeps system. Of course, Mordecai and Rigby being their dumb selves having the easiest job in the world and not doing it, lead to Benson ordering the final level of Peeps, which is a giant floating eyeball. The boys are creeped out by this, so Mordecai challenges the eyeball to a staring contest. As they do this, the eyeball tries to cheat, so Rigby cheats to help Mordecai win. Yeah.
Yet, Ben, you don't see giant flowing eyeballs everywhere. Really? Really? Now let me continue on. There's another thing in this episode rant I'm gonna come out about.
Yeah, it's only bad to cheat when you're not the one doing it. So, the eyeball loses and Mordecai's eyes won't shut because he held them open for so long. Again, this episode was boring. Nothing really impressed me. A staring contest with a giant eyeball? That was the big climax?
Ben, one, you always saying this show people hands for. You always saying that this is a show that people hate me for hating. Ben, it's their opinion. They like the show. I like this show. But I'm not a troll. I'm not a fanboy. I won't bash on you for bashing on something I like. But if you don't give good reasons, then I gotta bash on you. And another thing. One, the reason they cheated was because one, the eyeball was peeking on them in all this unnecessary ways. Imagine having a stalker. That's basically what the eyeball doing. So being nostalgia and bias again.
I'd rather watch Jackie Chan paint Easter eggs. Next up was Dizzy. In this one, Pops is nervous because he has to give a speech in front of a large group of people. Hey, I just realized something. Why the heck are there humans in this cartoon while there are weird things walking around as if it's normal?
You didn't complain. You didn't complain. One, Pop's not a lollipop. He's human too. Just with a big head. I don't know why. Two, what you didn't complain about when, I don't know, Courage do it with when all the other shows in the past do it. Cat Dog, Rocco Smarter Live, oh yeah. You don't complain about that. Okay, you don't complain about Powerpuff, all the weird things walking around, the Powerpuff Girls. No, you don't complain. There you go, being biased again.
Could understand if the weird things had their own world, but then why are there humans? Oh yeah, I forgot. It's surreal.
Ben, you complain about a show having humans and say it's surreal. That just makes the show more realistic. Changing sides, Ben. Choose your side and stay on it, Ben. Okay? This is why people do commentaries on you.
Anyway, Mordecai and Rigby tell Pops that if he spins around, then he won't get stage fright. However, he spins until he passes out and falls into a dizzy world. In this, he sees a realistic blue jay and raccoon. Mordecai and Rigby go in after him and save Pops. To solve his stage fright problem, they draw his face on the back of his head so he doesn't have to face the audience while he talks. Yet again, this was a bad episode. It was boring. For crying out loud, I want weird stuff, and the weird stuff that...
People say it shouldn't still be watching CN. Say the people still watch CN. Okay. Ben. Okay, that don't make sense. The reason they say you shouldn't watch it because you're hating stuff because you're a nostalgia tart. And why is they say to people watch CNN? Don't you watch it? You bash on people will end up turning bashing yourself. Okay, you say to people still watch CNN. You watch CNN. I mean, the reason they say it because you're being biased and start and bash on it, and your bantards are gonna spread it around. Think, Ben.
The show is throwing at me isn't impressing me at all. My gosh, the makers of the show can't even put effort into not putting effort into this show. My mom came next. Mordecai and Rigby fail at delivering a lemon tree, and so they have to be supervised by Muscle Man and High Five Ghost. We then get to know more of Muscle Man's personality, which just consists of...
High Five Ghost do speak, man. Pay attention to the show. And he even speak in this very same episode. Okay? He even spoke in this very same episode. What's wrong with you, Ben? See, this is proof that you don't pay attention to your shows. You don't pay attention to them. Like, you only like you watch only parts on, like the first part, and then you just skip to the last part, or you just skipping it out. Okay, Ben, what's wrong with you? Okay, you can't even get logical facts. Do your research. That's what's make a good rant. Okay, Ben, quit being. Pay attention next time.
Him making fun of his own mom. Oh, come on! Give your character some personalities!
That technically is some personality, Ben. It's just a thing. And basically, you're a jerk too. You don't pay attention to. You even pay attention to this one episode. You figure out what his personality is. That of a jerk. But being biased and nostalgia chart, you just didn't give it a chance and just didn't pay attention.
I don't care if they're cliche personalities, just give them something. And plus, am I supposed to find that funny? Mom jokes? Yeah, mom jokes aren't funny either, folks.
Okay, Ben, I'm gonna say you find that bomb jokes that seriously, but don't find that funny, but why are you taking them too seriously? They're just jokes. They're not serious, okay? If they're serious, I can understand, but they're just jokes. Quit hating on something not serious, okay? Like you hating some the modern cartoons for being weird, like Adventure Time, and yet you taking it too seriously. Bias nostalgia talk.
They're just distasteful and stupid. You know who's also distasteful and stupid? Mom!
Shows that you watched back in the past.
Hey, Mom! You see? Nothing.
that because you didn't show it to a broader audience. If you do that, like even you just say it in the street, like go out on the street and say it right now, I bet one person will laugh. Alright, you being stupid or the phrase.
And to quote Mr. T, don't insult your mom, she's not here. If it wasn't for her, you wouldn't be here. Thanks, Mr. T. Anyway, Muscle Man and High Five Ghost look after Mordecai and Rigby, and they actually have fun, which leads into a montage where Poison's Nothing But a Good Time plays over it. I'll thank this show for once. Thank you, Regular Show, for giving me a break from the stupid...
Okay, yeah, you mind me when I had CDs and listen to wherever I want. Man, you can listen wherever you want on the internet. You can still do that. Still, you being a biased nostalgia tart. You say it bring you back to when you listen to CDs. That's being a nostalgia tart. Cause you're looking back on things and letting that cloud your judgment. Really. I mean, really bad. Okay, you can still do that. They got MP3s, you can download songs for free. They got YouTube where they play songs. Ah, man. He's just biased. That's just a certain face palm.
mom jokes and playing good music. Anyway, Mordecai and Rigby get tired of hearing Muscle Man's mom jokes, and they start to insult his mom. Of course, this ticks off Muscle Man. Okay, so you can make fun of your mom, but others can't?
Man, it's just this thing. He was just joking around. He don't mean it seriously. And two, he's taking offensively. Okay? He was just joking around, but he don't know if they're serious or not. Okay, Ben, you need to pay attention.
Seems legit. Anyway, Muscle Man's brother is apparently a demon, as he drives a semi-truck from out of the depths of hell, and they teach Mordecai and Rigby a lesson. Well, unlike the others, I actually liked this episode. No, I'm yanking your leg. I hated this one too. The climax was once again underwhelming. A truck driver from hell? Come on, I know 5-year-olds with better imaginations than this.
Ben, you complain about the show about being weird in the first part, and yet you saying, oh, not weird, just regular. 1 and 2, that is pretty weird. Okay? Weird stuff is stuff that happened out of the ordinary. And 2, 5-year-olds can come up with the weirdest thing of them all. Little kids can come up with the weirdest thing at all because they have overactive imaginations. Ben, make sure yourself. Check yourself next time.
And I got really tired of Muscle Man's mom jokes.
So the Mordecai and Rigby. They try and make you feel with the character. See? This show is having an effect on you, but you're being biased and starch hard to like it.
You know who's also tired of mom jokes and could be watching a better show? Me. The next
Screw you, Ben.
episode was High Score. I love the effort they put into the names of these episodes. Anyway,
Well, they had to give hints to what the episode is about. I mean, really. Okay, even shows in the 90s do it. Ben being a nostalgia tart. Also have to have an episode title that at least somewhat explain what happened in the show. Ben, you just deserve a face palm.
Mordecai and Rigby aren't respected for playing video games, so they play an arcade game and try to beat the high score. They eventually beat it, and a giant floating head that set the high score comes from out of the sky. He grows arms and legs, and he tries to protect his title. Mordecai and Rigby pretend to throw the game, but they start playing again, and they beat the head's high score. The head proceeds to explode. Wow, gaining up on one person like gang members. Mordecai and Rigby are such lovable characters.
Ben, pay attention to the episode, please. The reason they ganged up on him because he nearly cheated them to lose him. Okay? He just make a fake act. Mordecai and Rigby believe them like lovable characters, proving they're actually good. You didn't mention that, Ben. But they did that, and they fought, and then he double crossed them. Okay, Ben, you need to listen. Pay attention to the shows that you're ranting on. Okay, and the reason I'm ganging up on him is because he almost cheated them out.
Big surprise, I hated this episode too.
Really, man? No, they're not more likable than Mordecai and Rigby. He's just being biased and nostalgia and don't pay attention to the shows.
Mordecai and Rigby once again came off looking like cheating jerks.
They're cheating jerks? No, they're not. Really, Ben. One, the head thing cheated them first. Okay? As I mentioned before, he acting all innocent, like, oh, this is all I had. Then Mordecai and Rigby, like good characters, give up their title, but give up their game. But anyway, he cheated them, and then he tried to get his high score. But then Mordecai and Rigby realized they got an extra life, and they end up winning and beat up that giant head thing that tried to stop them. Pay attention, they're not being jerks. They got cheated first. If someone do something bad to me, I would do something bad to them. Or at least try to make sure nothing bad happened to me.
I was getting really bored while watching this episode. You know,
getting bored and yet all these strange things happening. Ben, the reason you're getting bored is because you're not paying attention to the episode. Just being biased, nostalgia tart.
What's more fun than watching a raccoon and a blue jay playing video games? Actually playing video games!
Single play though.
The next episode was Meet Your Maker. In this one, the gang is having a barbecue. Mordecai and Rigby, being their dumb selves, accidentally drop hot dogs in a creek. You know, there's one major plot hole of this show. If Mordecai and Rigby...
One, they didn't accidentally drop it. Well, Rigby, one, you keep saying Mordecai Rigby. Actually, this one focuses more on Rigby. So, you should just be more specific. Get more in detail. This is why people do commentaries on you. I don't hate some of your rants I like and favor it, but some of the rants I just dislike because you don't being biased like this. I mean, really, Rigby trying to cook himself and accidentally set it on fire. Mordecai dumping in the river to cool them off. Then saying Mordecai Rigby just screw up. Rigby screw up. Pay attention.
Keep screwing things up. Why doesn't Benson just fire them? Oh yeah, that...
Because the show needs some main characters. Plus, there's pretty much a lot of unspecified things in your shows. Like, why doesn't Courage going back to Courage, and why don't Courage move Muriel and use to move out of the house? Even though all these strange things happening to them. It's just a cartoon. They're not supposed to be real. You blaming surrealism, and yet you saying this show, oh, not weird enough. Being biased, a hypocrite, and a nostalgia tart. That's bad.
That's right. Then the AMers want to have an excuse for Mordecai and Rigby to make people's lives miserable.
Now I'm trying to make people's lives miserable. Okay, they're just trying to be happy or trying to have fun. See, you don't sympathize with the character even though they do the same thing you try to do.
Anyway, the boys had to go to the meat locker to get more hot dogs. Of course, they locked themselves in.
Typically, Rigby locked themselves in. Give me details and focus.
This ticks off Mordecai, who's tired of Rigby always being an idiot. You're no Thomas Edison either, Doc.
Well, true, but you're not Thomas Edison either. So, take that, Doc.
Anyway, Rigby finds talking hot dogs, and they manage to get out of the meat locker. The hot dogs then attack their friends, and they are able to stop them. Mordecai and Rigby then put all the blame on Benson, and he gets scolded for the hot dog attack. Our heroes, ladies and gentlemen! Once again, this episode was really underwhelming. Talking hot dogs? I mean, seriously.
Ben, okay, I can admit that Mordecai and Rigby's were kind of jerks, but still, it's just one episode, and it just did one thing so they don't get in trouble. And besides, Benson the boss, everyone just get a little bit mad and upset Benson, but still, he did make it up in the end. So, yeah, and talking hot dogs, that is pretty weird. Okay, you blaming the show that you hate for being weird, and yet complaining about them not being weird. Ben.
A psychedelic rock band, when they're at their worst, could come up with more trippy ideas than this. Plus, it keeps proving that Mordecai and Rigby are morons that can't take the blame for the mistakes they make.
Well, they just come up with a last minute excuse. Okay? Don't act like hi, Ami and Yumi don't do all this stuff and don't try to take responsibility for their action. You just bias nostalgia tart.
Next was prank callers. In this one, Mordecai and Rigby are making prank calls. And of course, all their jokes end with Joe Mama. Mr. T then comes out of a wall and beats the two up with his golden brass knuckles while saying, "I pity the fool who thinks he's funny while insulting his mother."
Well, this is, but it was something equally as weird happening in that show.
Oh, there goes my overactive imagination again. Instead, the boys keep calling until Benson orders them to stop using the park's phone. Now, they have to use 80s cell phones. Ooh, retro technology in a cartoon. You know what's better than actually seeing retro technology in a cartoon? Joe Mama, dang it! I mean, actually having the freaking tech right in the palm of your hands!
No, Ben, no. I'd rather watch this cartoon than use 80s cell phone, Ben. Okay? You just biased nostalgia tart. And that's why I'm starting to hate you now. I still like your videos, still like you as a person. But still, being biased nostalgia tart. And I'm gonna do something on fan base, which is mind watch zombies, just agree to everything bands say, like he the only thing.
Seriously, just because you have something retro in a car tonight would have turned into a good
Sorry,
movie
everyone.
if Heath Ledger's character chews on a candy cigarette. It just doesn't work like that. Anyway, Mordecai and Rick...
Man, they just use some retro stuff, okay? Nothing fuss about, okay?
be prank called the master prank caller, and he sends the boys back to 1982. It then turns out the master prank caller is a giant 80s cell phone, and he starts to prank Mordecai and Rigby and turn them into 80s animals. However, they manage to prank...
Oh, how I wish I could prank call giant 90s cell phones and get blown back into the 90s. Perfect example of being a nostalgia tart. See, he's a nostalgia tart, and this thing prove it 100%. 100%. But anyway, let's just skip to the end of this video. I'm getting tired.
Why must this show exploit that? Another thing I'd like to point out is the creator of this show, J.G. Blackers.
Okay.
These guys sure are good at getting sucked into things. Anyway, in the cell phone, there are old-fashioned answering machines. They end up getting out of the cell phone, and Margaret still hears the message. She ends up liking it. Oh, you know the drill. This episode was really dull. That's all I got. Well, now that I've watched 12 episodes of this show, I think that's good enough to actually have an opinion on this show.
Man, if you pay attention to the episodes and their complete plots, you would have noticed. You would have noticed it, and probably would have given a better plot, get a better rant on it.
Start with the characters. I really don't like Mordecai and Rigby because they're so unlikable. When they're not backstabbing their friends and being complete...
No, Ben, they don't always backstab their friends. They're either slacking off, or doing some activity. They're not backstabbing their friends. You just viewing characters like they're completely different characters. That muscle man job to be the jerk. And Redby, I'm gonna say Redby, but Mordecai don't usually do that. He usually stay true to it, or usually just slack off. So there you go again.
Jerks. They're being lazy and not doing their work. Plus, their characters have been done so many times before. Beavis and Butthead, Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World.
Okay, Mordecai and Redby are said to be relatable because we all once were once slackers. Well, sorry, I was one of the kids that actually did what they were told. Okay, Redby. Okay, okay, Ben. But I saw so many other salutes, and he said, "Oh yeah, my mom usually do this to keep me away from it," or all that. But anyway, Ben, you do slack off sometimes. I know you do. 'Cause everyone want one time where they can just relax and just do what they want. Okay? That's how they're relatable, and you don't see it. Okay, you nostalgia tart.
Jay and Silent Bob, the list goes on. However, those characters were parodies of slackers. Mordecai and Redby are just slackers that we're supposed to get behind? Sorry, it just doesn't work like that.
Mordecai and Redby pretty much are similar characters. Redby more the jerky type, so they are kind of different, but they're not. But basically, they are parodies of slackers. Ben, you just hate on them, 'cause you're a biased nostalgia tart.
Not to mention, they get really annoying really quickly. Oh, yeah, chocolate cake, mustache, castache, fist pump, dude, shut up,
Ben, you're ear raping people. You always complain about people being annoying, but you're ear raping them right now. And two, there's just phrases they say. Some of them only just sit for one episode.
Shut up! My gosh! If it's...
You get pain, I heard doing the show. Well, one, they don't actually say do it all that much. So, actually, I think you get a lot less. So, yeah. That's not a very good, accurate amount. I'm thinking about like 59 cents or something, but anyway, continue on.
One thing I didn't like about the 90s, it was the slang. Why must this show exploit that?
So you hate the slang. You finally admit something that you don't like about the 90s. Well, that's progress.
Another thing I'd like to point out is the creator of this show. J.G. Quintel voices Mordecai. I don't mind voicing your own creations, but try not to sound like you're not putting any effort into it. For Pete's sakes, actually put on a cartoon voice instead of just sounding like yourself.
What's wrong with the voice of Mordecai? Really, the voice don't really matter unless they're really annoying. So, being biased and nostalgia tar again.
Also, do I really need to talk about the supporting characters? Other than Skips, none of them seem to have any personalities, and that's
Benson get mad, and he basically the stern manager who always try to get the job done.
just sad when you have characters that include a gum
Okay, I'm back after being interrupted.
lollipop, a fat guy, and a ghost. Another thing about this show is its format. For the first half of the show, it starts out boring, but then it throws a curveball and becomes weird and feels like
Okay, now continue on from the character Benson, the stern manager, always wants the job done, but overreacts if you see any slackers. Pops, it basically is just a goofy old man. Muscle Man is basically a jerk. Reddy is the slacker slash jerk. And Hi-Fi Ghost, basically the guy that hangs around the jerk. Just a jerk wacky. They're their personalities. You just don't pay attention.
Completely different show. It's like the animators are normal for the first half of production.
Regular show ain't anything but entertaining. It is entertaining. It wouldn't have the fan base if it's not entertaining. One thing, okay, I can understand you not liking it, but I can understand in your opinion. And another thing, the plot. One is start born and get exciting at the end. Because basically that's how all plots in every story, show, movie, whatever has start. It always start boring. You don't give you exciting things at the very beginning because they want you to understand it right away. Okay? You always the beginning, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and then the end. I know I'm missing some stuff in the whole phrase, but basically that's the whole formula. Bam. That's how all shows work. Even Hi Puppy Army Yumi did this. Like in the one episode where Ami and Yumi where Ami was trying to go camping and Yumi like still wanna play video games and they got forced to go camping. Anyway, it's still boring, blah blah blah. Trying to see Yumi trying to figure, but then the interesting stuff happened at the end where that Yeti Bigfoot tried to eat Yami and Yumi had to save her. That part was interesting. All shows work that formula. Even Hi Puppy Army Yumi. So I don't want to see you rant on stuff that even your shows, even the shows you like, had the same formula. Man, you're biased nostalgia tart.
But then they smoke a joint and finish the episode. Sorry, but that's just how it feels.
See, you just said if they smoke a joint, like, oh man, they just make it weird at the end. Ben, you're just a hypocrite and contradict yourself. Just say you think the show suck because I'm a nostalgia tart, and just leave it at that. Cause you're biased, you suck, okay? And you just need to fix this problem.
Why can't it just stay weird for the whole show? Oh,
Because they need to get in the plot. If it's just weird stuff happening at the very beginning with no explanation, it'll leave you wondering why and leave you a lot of questions. See? They know how to make a plot. And as I mentioned before, the basic story elements are beginning, rise action, climax, falling action, and the end. You need to know that, man. You say you're gonna be an animator, you need to learn that formula.
that's right. That would be too difficult for the show's low budget.
And yet they got their fan base and all that popularity. So screw you, man.
Speaking of the budget, this show once again has animation that looks like the doodles that I used to draw on my desk in 3rd grade. I'll give this show credit.
Yeah, these people had degrees. Ben, okay, they had degrees, and the drawings much better than yours. Okay? So, okay, they got degrees, and that their art style. Everyone had different art styles. And in my opinion, Hi Puffy Army Yumi art style, it's look like they just cut a lot. It looked like they just cut the characters out of a comic book and just stick them together. I mean, really. Okay, every character had their art style. I like Hi Puffy Army Yumi, you know, but not much of you do. I like regular show more, but still, complain about people's art styles, and yet it's just their art style. And I've seen your drawings for your cartoons, they're horrible. So wait until you get a degree. I see what they are. I see what your drawings are.
At least their characters actually have eyeballs for eyes instead of just dots. However, my overall problem with regular show is it's just so bland. The characters are bland, the plots are bland. Even the episode's climaxes are bland. When watching
You complain about the show being weird, and yet you saying they're bland. Hypocrite, nostalgia toward bias.
this show, I just felt like I literally had nothing to say about it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Man, if you didn't hate it or you didn't love it, then just make it band thoughts, not band rants. Okay? You shouldn't be saying you hate the show because saying, oh, I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. So just say, okay, it's an okay show. It's decent. Okay, Ben?
It just felt mediocre at best. It's sad because I was expecting a lot from.
No, Ben. The world not going to end this year. This animation pretty good, and there are other people's opinion. You always say, oh yeah, my opinion for me in these shows. And yet, yo, this is high quality animation these days, because people like it. It's their opinion. Quit bashing on stuff and people for liking shows and say, oh, it's the best show ever, even though you don't like it because you're biased nostalgia card.
This show because lots of people are riding my rear for not liking it. However, it just didn't impress me at all.
The reason why people riding your rear for not liking it is because you don't get a good reason for not liking it. Okay? Learn that, man.
And there's my final rant on Regular Show. Bottom line, Adventure Time and Regular Show just aren't my ideas of good cartoons. They feel more like rejected music video ideas that ended up turning into cartoon shows.
No, I don't.
I'm glad to see that Cartoon Network is trying to experiment with these shows to try to cater a different type of crowd. However,
Oh, there your audio skip again. Even my audio better than yours.
I'm not part of the crowd they're trying to cater to. If you are, good for you. I'm glad Cartoon Network is pleasing some people.
I'm Ben, and I sing out. I'm going to start a Mark Hamill fan club. I can't read that, too small. Anyway.
Part of Mark Hamill fan club.
Oh, Mark Hamill fan club. So anyway, there being biased nostalgia tart, hating on stuff. Anyway, I know it's fan bait. I know I'm being on dick. But no, I'm not being on dead horse. Because one, this is a new rant. No one ran on this yet. No one do a commentary on this yet. So I'm being a light horse. Two, Ben is biased and he need a lot of commentaries on him. Two, I know the fan base are mindless zombies, and let me just give a brief explanation of his fan base. They're mindless zombies. They listen to everything Ben say. I mean, I like Ben too. I subscribe to him for a reason. But it's usually for some of the things he rant that he actually do get reason for. But a lot of time, he end up hating stuff for having the same formula that his shows have. And fan base is listening to him like, okay, Ben. The mindless zombies act like puppets. They act like they don't got a mind of their own, and they hate on people because they don't hate on Ben. Because they hate on Ben. They hate on people because they hate on Ben. I mean, really, what even Ben said he had an opinion. Everyone had opinion, except others too. You stupid fantards. If you're a fan band who like band videos, or school the biased ones, and have your own opinion on some of its rants, and don't bash on people for not liking rants all the way, good for you. This is not directed toward you. It's directed to my zombies that dislike every commentary on him. For pretty much even the commentary real good one. So that way, this is me, and Ben quit being the sauce shark. Bye.